I'm Matthew Drinkwater, head of the Fashion Innovation Agency at London College of Fashion. I lead a team that has a remit to explore any emerging technology and its impact on the fashion and retail industries. I'm here today because there's been an explosion of interest in what technology can do for fashion and retail. I think there is a sense of innovation and experimentation in the industry. There's always a pressure to deliver something new. We've been really fortunate over the last 10 years to work with pretty much every major technology company out there and with every emerging technology. In 2015, we were approached by Industrial Light and Magic and Lucasfilm to experiment with a new technology that they were developing called Live CGX. And we were able to deploy that technology during London Fashion Week in 2018. It was probably the first large-scale test of what I guess would become known as the metaverse. We were able to deliver real-time visual effects onto a physical location. So visitors to the presentation at London Fashion Week were able to see 2 hours worth of real-time visual effects coming to life around them in that physical location. It was kind of wild. Connected experiences are changing everything that we know how consumers engage with luxury fashion. So we have a huge skill set in taking physical product and placing that into the digital world, and we do that through 3D scanning, through volumetric capture, which is 3D video, and also through virtual production. We also kind of set our skills in kind of three main core areas. So 3D design, 3D animation, and game engines. Those are the kind of key areas for us to begin to build new experiences, but also send out a generation who have a much better understanding of what those technologies can do and what type of experience they can deliver. The more work that we do in augmented reality and the research that we're doing behind it would suggest that click-through rates on 3D models are higher, anywhere between 20 to 40% higher. Conversion rates are higher, in some cases up to 100% higher, and return rates are lower. It's becoming simply a must-have for retailers to begin to create in 3D and give their consumers much more in-depth experiences around the content that they're creating.
So 3D is incredibly important in retail. The amount of roles that are out there now to create digital fashion, to create digital elements of physical items, and it's really where 3D and augmented reality come together does it really start to get interesting. So if I imagine being at home, I'm looking at the latest IT bag, it comes in a variety of colors, and I want to see what it looks like with different outfits. So I'm trying on a gym outfit, I'm trying on what I would wear on a date, what I wear to work. Can I find a bag and match the color that goes best with those outfits? And I can do that now using augmented reality and with that 3D asset, something I would have to have gone to the store before to experience. That is something you couldn't have done a few years ago. Even now, it's at the cutting edge of that technology shift.
So the best way for me to describe virtual experiences is to imagine a dial. So set your dial at 0, and that is the real world all around you. Let's turn that dial up to 1. That is now at augmented reality. We can add digital content into the physical world around us. Like we could see information about the buildings around us. Turn that up one more notch to 2, and we get to mixed reality or spatial computing. This is when the digital content within that space is contextually aware. It understands what's in the space around us. So if there's a table next to you, the digital content will know there's a table there and you could place something on it. Or if I throw a ball, it will hit the wall or hit a door. Now let's turn that dial up one more, all the way. And now we're at virtual reality and we have shut out everything of the real world around us and we are fully within a virtual world. One of the challenges that we experience when we're trying to model clothes that would sit on a person in a digital experience is getting the material to move as it should do, and we call that cloth simulation. Rendering a garment in real time to replicate how that garment would move in the real world is hugely challenging computationally, very heavy, and the amount of data that has to be transferred, particularly for real-time experiences, is very large. I think it's only in the last few years when we've been able to use much better connectivity that we can deliver these experiences that feel more realistic. And the more realism that we can add to the experiences, the more engaging they'll become and the more consumers will begin to enjoy those experiences. The more that you understand about a product, its life cycle, its journey, its previous owners, that could begin to add value to that particular product. Augmented reality glasses are coming down the road. The way in which your experience in store could be entirely different for each and every person that steps in. How you speak to the staff, who you're even speaking to, how much they know about you. Every store at scale will be able to do that for their consumers. And it's something which I think the industry not only wants to go in that direction, but needs to go into that direction. The ways in which consumers can engage with brands is changing. Technology is affecting every part of the industry, and so it's essential that brands begin to understand how to implement that technology in what they're doing.